The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has given the green light to a new medication that will track whether a patient is following their prescription. Some ethicists, though, say it's a tough pill to swallow. Tashana Reed with more on what is being called a digital pill. Tashana.
Well, Heather, I'm going to go right into explaining exactly how this works. So what this is it's a medication that is embedded with a sensor, and this is something that the patient would take and ingest orally. And so the sensor contains a copper and magnesium and silicon part and generates an electrical signal when it comes into contact with stomach fluid. So as the person takes it, it hits your stomach juices, and that is when within a few minutes a signal will be sent out, and that signal is detected by a patch that is worn above the left rib cage. So that patch then sends the date and time of when that pill was ingested to the patient's cell phone app. And so that's what's very interesting here. This is an app that the patient would download on their phone, and I'll show you an image here because from here the patient can tell the application what their mood is at the time, when they've actually rested, and also they can have this information sent to not only their doctor but people that are part of their medical team or support team, so maybe family members or support workers. So this technology was created by a company called Porteus Digital Health, and they teamed up with a pharmaceutical company, and in particular this approval comes for a medication that is for patients with schizophrenia, depression, and bipolar disorder. And doctors are hoping that this will ensure these particular patients to take their medications when they are supposed to, because many people dealing with mental illness don't necessarily take their medications because of some of the side effects. So that is what doctors are hoping for, but many experts saying that this approval is a huge step forward when it comes to digital health.
Well, in what way? I can certainly understand the non-compliance issue, hopefully helping patients who have some concerns there. But how else do doctors see this as being more advantageous?
Well, one of the biggest challenges doctors say is the number of people who don't take their medications accordingly and how they are prescribed to. And what ends up happening is people get sicker. And so what that means is it's costing the United States $100 billion a year. That's what experts say is the final total because of further treatment or hospitalization when people aren't correctly taking their medication. Now, experts also say this technology can help in a vast number of areas, including for people who potentially forget to take their medication. They've also suggested patients who've had surgery and need to take opioids to make sure that they are also taking those appropriately. So there are many other medications similar to this and technologies that are being developed. This approval means that a lot of those can potentially go forward. But as you mentioned, a number of ethical issues as well. Many people saying that this seems a bit Big Brother, having all of this monitoring around someone taking medication.
Now, blessing family. Thanks for taking the time out to watching this video and giving me some of your undivided attention, much appreciated. Let's get into it. Okay then, this is a time where all is slowly be revealed, and as you see here in this video. Now Porteus is a pill that you can take, and it has a chip inside of it that will detect what is taking place in your body, and for me this is taking it one step too far, but as we know family, the devil does not take a day off. Now let's see what it speaks about the word Porteus. And what's the meaning? In Greek mythology, Porteus is an ancient Greek prophetic sea god or god of rivers and oceanic bodies of water, one of several deities whom Homer calls the old man of the sea. Some who ascribe a specific domain to Porteus call him the god of the elusive sea change, which suggests the constantly changing nature of the sea or the liquid quality of water. Now, from this feature of Porteus comes the adjective protean, meaning a versatile, mutable, or capable of assuming many forms. This should ring alarm bells for us to see this is demonic and not associated with the Most High. These are fallen angels working through men, mutable. So let us see what is revealed in this next video.
Hope of this technology is to regain independence for people who have lost their physical independence.
This is the device right here. What is it?
That's correct. So this is the Synchron Switch system.
It's a small device making a massive impact on healthcare.
If you look at this portion right here, that's called the stentrode. So that's the part that goes rests inside the brain and it travels down the blood vessels.
To appreciate the big potential of Synchron's new Stentrode brain implant,
This is what's reading the signals of the brain itself.
you have to understand how the company came to set up its new headquarters in the Brooklyn Navy Yard.
To be honest, we like to actually make New York City a neural hub of the world.
Kurt Hagstrom is Synchron's chief commercial officer.
When we're able to go deep into the brain and the thought and understanding the language that the brain speaks, there's so many doors that's going to open up for us in the medical field, and so many millions of patients that we're going to be able to help with that.
Which is why this little device has the possibility to change everything.
This is a life changer. It's a lifeline, and it gives them a reason to live.
It's technology capable of streaming direct thought for stroke patients or people suffering from paralysis to use routine digital devices such as texting, emailing, personal finance, online shopping, and communication.
That platform then is like a Bluetooth out of your brain to control a computer or a device where there is no need for a keyboard or a mouse. This is a truly hands-free, brain-controlled platform.
When the brain fires off, whether it's thought, emotion, motor intent, we're capitalizing on the motor intent. So when that signal fires, electrical signal, we're able to read that electrical signal via the antenna.
Synchron's approach is unique. That little stentrode inserted into blood vessels requiring minimally invasive surgery.
In other words, you don't have to drill open the skull in order to put this on the actual brain matter itself.
And this kind of acts like an antenna
That's correct.
to something else that allows people with ALS or who's had a stroke to operate different digital items in their house.
That's absolutely correct. So this, again, rests inside. The body heals around this.
Synchron receiving a major boost recently when a medical journal found the device demonstrated long-term safety for the first trial patients. A huge milestone in a very competitive field of science. Even Elon Musk wants in, creating his own company called Neuralink.
It's basically Bluetooth to your phone, because we'll have to watch the App Store updates.
But Synchron says using blood vessels to insert the device has them leading the race. Last December, Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates invested $70 million into the company, which brings us back to this brand new lab in Brooklyn, which at the moment boasts a pickleball court as well to help researchers get creative. What's up with the pickleball court? You got to keep their minds fresh going on?
That's right. The best way to stimulate your mind is a little exercise.
Dan Bowens, Fox 5 News.